Hi friends, welcome back to another pick a card reading. Today's reading is all about your new job application check-in. So whether you have already submitted a job application or whether you are considering to apply to this new job in mind, this is your reading. Remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. These readings are always meant to empower you. Keep in mind, this reading is only for entertainment purposes only. Please use your own judgment when it comes to making decisions related to job applications or career moves. This tarot reading is here to offer you some perspective and some insights, but it does not guarantee any sort of particular outcome or success, right? So only you know what is best for you. Always trust your own intuition first with any reading that you watch. You know what is best for you, and you always have free will and choice, so remember that. I always like to remind my community of that. I feel like there's a lot of fear-based readings out there, and so one of my main missions with my channel is to ensure that the intention behind these readings is to make you feel empowered and to help you to choose feelings of love over fear. So yes, if you would like to explore my podcast or my online shop, check out the links in my description. I have a personal development and spirituality podcast, as well as an online shop with spiritual and self-care items. So link is in the description if you're interested. Now, if you are new to pick a card readings, here's how it works. The first thing that you're going to do here is you are going to pick the pile or the crystal that you are the most intuitively drawn to. So with pile 1 here, we have the Fireflies card with the Selenite point. Remember, you can get your hands on any of the crystals that you see here today, as well as crystal jewelry and non-crystal jewelry and non-essential items over in my store. Check out the links in the description. Otherwise, visit modernmusecrystals.com. Okay, so we also have pile 2 here with the citrine crystal card, and then we have a fluorite stone. We also have pile 3 here with the butterfly card, and then we also have Lapis Lazuli. And then we have pile 4 here with the whale card, and then we also have flower agate. You can choose one pile, you can choose more than one if you are thinking about more than one job application, or you can choose all of them if you've applied to multiple job applications. But when you are ready, you can go to the description of this video and find the timestamp that is linked to your pile. Then you can skip ahead to your reading. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I will see you on the inside. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. Okay, so pile 1, the first card that you have here is the Knight of Voices, and this one is the Knight of Swords. You also have Cleansing Waters. This one says purification activates vibrant life force. You also have Protection. This one says call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. You also have Relationships. This one says Libra, Spirit. You also have the Mystic. This one says K2, and then this one says I am spiritually wealthy. You also have the Fireflies card that you chose in the beginning of the reading. And then you also have Letting Go. And then you have your Super Attractor Affirmation card. This one says, This one says, I release time and let the universe show me what to do. Okay, so with the Knight of Voices or the Knight of Swords here, I feel like in terms of your new job application and this energy check-in, this could represent some pretty quick action. So maybe things might move quickly with this application. Like for some of you here, maybe you receive a response sooner than you expect, or maybe the hiring process might be quicker than you thought. I also feel like this card reflects your own determination and your own ambition when it comes to pursuing this job opportunity. So I feel like this is my pile that's very motivated and very ready to take on any sort of challenges that this job might bring. I also feel like there's an element of clear indirect communication here. So you know, maybe you had to make sure that your application was very clear and concise, and that you kind of articulated or expressed your skills and your intentions very confidently, right? But with this card, I really do feel like there's the potential for success here, and I feel like there's momentum in the air, right? So I feel like you are on the right path, and your decisive actions will probably lead you to success with this card. So this card, it talks about like, yeah, ambition, determination, success, but also it reminds us not to rush and not to be impulsive without considering all of the details too, right? So maybe you are thinking, yeah, this job is great. It's going to provide me with financial stability. It's going to give me routine. Maybe this is something, but maybe you're also wanting to make sure that, you know, this is a day shift because you have kids at home, and working a night shift just won't work for you, right? Like, that's just one example. Maybe your situation is quite the opposite, and night shifts only work better, and day shifts are time for you and your kids. So anyway, I'm just laying out a couple of examples. But overall, the energy around your job application with the Knight of Swords here is one of momentum and one of you being assertive, right? So this is the card that really does encourage us to move forward with confidence and clarity and really trusting in your ability to achieve your goals. Now we also have cleansing waters. So this one says purification activates life force. So I feel like this opportunity could probably be a very refreshing new chapter for you. I think that with this, it reminds us to release any sort of old patterns, right? So maybe this is going to help you shift away from any sort of old challenges, right? Maybe you're going to clear out what no longer serves you and make space for new opportunities that are a little bit more aligned with your true desires. Now, I also feel like maybe this will talk about like a chance to rejuvenate and recharge, right? So maybe this job will bring you some sort of ability to kind of recharge your energy or recharge your battery, right? Like I'm seeing like just the look on her face, she looks so relaxed. So maybe this is a release of stress, right? I also feel like this card reminds us to trust the process, right? So even if there's like delays or uncertainties, right? A part of clearing the way for a brighter future is to kind of trust the process, right? Stay patient and trust that this right opportunity is going to unfold for you, no matter what it looks like, right? We also have the protection card. This one says, call your power back, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So with this one, I feel like the energy around this job is maybe like, it's going to give you this chance to regain your sense of control and your purpose, right? It's about stepping into your full potential and really asserting that value in the professional world. So assertiveness, I love that. But this one, I feel like is also related to like cutting old ties, right? So maybe you have to release like people, places, and things that aren't really in service of your highest and best good anymore. In fact, it's so funny. I was just talking to my husband about like how I've recently like, okay, I don't know how to say this without like swearing a little bit, but like my bullshit meter has like, or I guess my ability to tolerate like bullshit or like hater energy is, it's no more, right? Like in the past, I might have been a little bit more of like a people pleaser, or I was a little bit more tolerant of people who you know, didn't treat me with respect, you know, in the name of like, oh, they've probably been through something. But nowadays, I was just telling my husband, like, I've become a little bit more ruthless with my energy and my discernment and my boundaries, right? So recently I've had to put distance between myself and release people and, you know, remove access to my energy to people that like I knew from day one they had hater energy, right? Or like from day one they didn't mean well, right? Or from day one they had some other ulterior motive, they didn't have the right intentions around me, right? So this could be a similar situation. Maybe some of you need to cut certain toxic people out of your life, or maybe the job itself is toxic as well, and you just, you know, you feel like, I mean, I'm talking about maybe like releasing an old job and then moving on to like another position, right? So I just feel like this is the reminder to release any sort of lingering doubts too, maybe any old disappointments or old attachments that could be holding you back. Maybe you're going to clear out or, you know, maybe this is your chance to clear out anything that drains your energy or diminishes your confidence, right? Even like working partnerships too, if you feel like you are working with someone who's a bit toxic, but say this is a job that you can't leave, or this is a job that you're not going to leave, this might talk about just setting more boundaries, right? Being more assertive with your boundaries and with releasing the things that no longer serve you. So yeah, I definitely think that this is the card of like setting healthy boundaries, ensuring that your energy is preserved, and making sure that you're giving from a place of strength and not depletion. We also have the card of relationships, and this one says Libra and Spirit. And so this one says an outstretched hand. Connecting with other people can provide comfort, the exchange of ideas, fun or intimacy. Do you need to reach out your hand to offer or receive more support? Do you have the right balance of contribution and reciprocation in your partnerships? Interesting. I wonder if some of you here are looking to apply to a job in the helping professions, you know, maybe a profession where you support others. Maybe you help with relationships, healing relationships. But I also think that this is a sign that you're going to get like a handout or a hand up, or like somebody's going to reach in and support you. You're going to find that you are a lot more supported than you think with this. I also feel like this brings up collaboration or teamwork. So maybe this job position or the environment really emphasizes strong collaborations or, you know, strong relationships. I also feel like maybe like the success with this position could maybe revolve around how well you can build rapport or work within a team, or maybe establish mutually beneficial partnerships. I think that maybe this is something that requires like tact or negotiation, or showcasing your ability to bring harmony into a workplace, right? So I just feel like there's this spirit of cooperation here. So maybe this is an environment where cooperation and mutual respect are very valued. So maybe this job would be a great fit if you're someone who's looking for a very like balanced and peaceful environment, right? Where relationships are prioritized and well-being, you know, is prioritized, and having boundaries is prioritized, and your mental well-being is prioritized. I remember I was talking with one of my best friends, and she was telling me how her boss and like her employer are huge proponents of like promoting good mental well-being and like emotional well-being, and that they encourage them to take like an hour or two like lunch breaks in the day to like go fill their cup, so that when they come back they feel like their cup is filled and that they can give from a really good place rather than giving from a place of depletion. And I was like just telling her, wow, imagine if like everybody's employer did that. Like we would all just be such different people. Anyway, okay, we also have the Mystic here. This one says K2. It says, I am spiritually wealthy. So I feel like there's a bunch of descriptors down here, and I think that these could be terms to describe maybe your natural talents or your natural abilities. This includes that you are spiritual, sensitive, unconventional, transcendent, intuitive, introverted. Although I want to make a disclaimer. This one says introverted, but for all you extroverts out here, because I know that I attract both introverts and extroverts, and I'm hearing some of you say that like you might be a bit of ambiverts, right? A little bit of both. Just know that like I think that you can have like introverted preferences without being a full introvert, or like you can have extroverted preferences without being a full extrovert, if that makes sense. So just wanted to say that before anyone rules anything out. Illuminating, you are artistic, ingenious. Maybe some of you are a little intense, maybe imaginative, innovative, revolutionary, rebellious, and mysterious. So I do feel like with this energy here, well, okay, let's talk about K2, right? So in astrology, this is often associated with things like past life karma and intuition, and kind of like dissolving any sort of like anything revolving around the ego, right? So maybe this talks about this job maybe aligning with your higher calling, or maybe it'll offer you opportunities for spiritual fulfillment as well, rather than just, you know, financial or material gains as well. I keep hearing like you can have both. You can have it all. Yeah, I feel like maybe this is even an environment where you can explore more hidden knowledge or deepen your spiritual understanding or really embrace a little bit more of an unconventional or mystical path, right? This is just for select some of you is what I'm hearing. I just feel like this is a reminder for you to trust your intuition, look beyond the surface, maybe focus on the spiritual and the intangible benefits of this opportunity as well. I think that this job could challenge you to step away from like worldly attachments and to find contentment in the things that truly resonate with your soul and the things that, you know, fill your cup, like we spoke about earlier. So definitely be open to letting go of traditional expectations and really embracing the unknown. So with the Fireflies card here, they symbolize things like illumination and things like guidance. So they really represent finding light in darkness. I think that fireflies also symbolize hope and inner guidance. I'm also thinking about like inspiration and creativity. So maybe this is going to be, you know, maybe you are feeling really inspired or your imagination's been going or those creative ideas are flowing. But I think there's this element, right, of like mystery and wonder. And I do think that this is representative of you going through some sort of transformation or change. And I also feel like there's going to be a lot of small, beautiful moments as well. You also have the affirmation on the back that says, shine your brilliant light. So I think that whatever role that you step into, you're going to have the chance to really let your authenticity shine through. You're really going to get a chance to shine your brilliant light. And we also have letting go. So I think that this all really like fits in really well with what we've been talking about, how you're probably going to go through some sort of like purification if you haven't gone through it already, right? You're going to be letting go. You're going to be calling back your power, cutting the cords, right? Letting go of the things that don't serve your highest and best good. So I think that, and something that I've actually seen on social media recently is there's this one gal that was talking about one of the things that we don't talk about in the manifestation process is how we forget to clear the energy. We forget to clear out the clutter and make room for new, better abundance to flow in. So I think part of this manifestation process for you, pile number one, is to let go of the things that aren't serving your highest good. And I think this is a beautiful segue into your super attractor affirmation here, because this says, I release time and let the universe show me what to do. So it's almost like releasing the how, releasing the need to micromanage things, releasing the need to know how everything is going to work out, right? Because if you trust that things are just going to work out for you in the future, right? Like you're not going to worry when it comes in, or you're not going to worry how it comes in. You're just going to know that it's coming for me. I'm going to receive the support. I'm going to receive the ideas. I'm going to receive what I need in divine timing, right? And with that, we're going to be able to move forward, right, into a more abundant time. So yes. Another thing that I would love to do here is I would love to pull a, actually, you know what, I would just love to get a book divination for you. This comes from the book Less is More, 101 Ways to Simplify Your Life by Dominique Bertolucci. I will have this book linked for you in the description as well if you're interested in getting your hands on a copy. But let's find out what else pile one needs to know for their highest and best good. Okay, so this one says enhance your experience. So one's destination is never a place, but a new way of seeing things. Henry Miller. So this one says enhance your experience. When you go somewhere new for the first time, look around you to see what you can discover. Of course, there's often plenty to learn about art, history, or culture, but just as interesting are the simple observations you can make about the way people are living their lives, observations you can then use to enhance your own life in some way on return. Interesting. Yeah, like, I'm also thinking too, like, if you want to get a certain job, right, think about the kind of person that has that kind of job, right? And this is almost like the call to maybe immerse yourself in those experiences, right? So if you know that you want to be an entrepreneur and you know that you're able to work from your laptop as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi, you can work from coffee shops, you know, little different places. And so you start to embody that energy by spending some of your, free time or your weekends in coffee shops working on that blog or working on that podcast episode, right? So that is just a example. Do something to tap into the energy that you're seeking, right? Feel into it already, because I think that's how we draw it in even faster. And yes, thank you so much, Pile 1. I do hope that this video resonates. Please give this video a big thumbs up if it did. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. I do love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. I do hope to see you on the next reading right after this. Check out my channel, Title Tarot. I have a playlist with a ton of pick a card readings, everything from money, career, manifestation, love, relationships, spirituality, self-growth, all of the above. But if not this time, I will see you on the next video. Bye, Pile 1. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. Okay, so Pile 2. First card that you have here is the Three of Emotions. This is the Three of Cups. You also have Grounding, Go Deep and Explore Your Roots. You have Unbound, and this one says Releasing Soul Patterns, Contracts, and Past Lives. You have Kinship. This one says Cancer, Spirit. You also have the King, Sun. You have the Citrine Crystal card that you chose earlier in the reading. Then you have True Offering. And then you have your Super Attractor Affirmation card. This one says, when I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. So with the Three of Cups here, we have the energy of joy, we have the energy of celebration. It's a card that indicates a very favorable result, right? One that could probably lead you to an opportunity where you feel a sense of accomplishment and happiness. This job that you're applying for, it might have some very supportive connections, right? It might have a community, teamwork might be a big deal here. I feel like this job might involve a supportive work environment where things like collaboration and camaraderie are very important. I think that it also talks about the people around you, right? Family, friends, colleagues, people who might play a role in supporting your successes, right? I also feel like the overall energy around this application feels very uplifting and harmonious. And I'm so sorry, Pile 2, but I have like the craziest allergies this morning, so if I sound a little stuffy, that is why. But yeah, I do think that with this card, I feel like you're very much on the right path. So whether you've submitted the job application or you're about to, this is the card that really encourages you to feel confident and hopeful about the outcome. So in all, I think that the Three of Cups here really talks about a potential for success and fulfillment with this job, right? It has the possibility of you celebrating some sort of positive outcome with those around you. I always think of the Three of Cups as like you have something to cheers to, you have something to celebrate. Now we also have the Grounding card. This one says go deep and explore your roots. Interesting. So I feel like the energy around the job that you've applied to or that you're about to apply to really talks about this opportunity to establish a very solid foundation, right? So it's really about taking the time to connect with what truly matters to you. Things like your core values, your strengths, your long-term goals. And I think that by grounding yourself, you can really approach this job with a lot more clarity, right? And stability. And you can make sure that any sort of decisions that you make are very much well aligned to your deeper sense of purpose, right, Pile 2? So I think that like exploring your roots might involve you reflecting on past experiences or skills or passions that's really maybe shaped your path up to this point. And I feel like this also tells us or reminds us to have patience and a steady approach and really nurture the roots of your intentions. I feel like they will definitely support your future growth. Now, if you feel secure in your foundation, I think that this is going to allow you to be more resilient in facing any sort of challenges or uncertainties that might come up with this job. And I think that overall this is the message to stay connected to what centers you, what grounds you, and I think that this is what's going to empower you to move forward confidently with a very strong sense of direction. Now, we also have the Unbound card here. This one says releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So this one, I feel like it's letting you know that whatever job application or this new career path that you're thinking of, it may give you this opportunity to break free from old cycles or old limitations that might have been holding you back. So I don't know if some of you here are on the verge of maybe letting go of some really deep-seated fears or habits or maybe patterns that don't really serve your growth anymore. I feel like this energy really invites you to embrace the sense of freedom and liberation and lightness, right? And it really, I think that this talks about you opening the way for like new beginnings, maybe that align more closely with your true purpose. So I think that this job could represent a chance for you to step into a more authentic path, right? One that you don't feel confined or trapped by like outdated expectations or agreements from your past, right? So it could be this opportunity to redefine your professional identity by maybe even letting go of any limiting beliefs tied to previous experiences. So this is really the call to embrace the freedom and the growth that really come with this transition. We also have kinship. This one says Cancer Spirit. And underneath here it says multiple generations gather around the table. In your mind's eye, imagine your ancestors welcoming you to the table with acceptance. Whether or not your actual family provides a feeling of belonging, draw strength from your visualization of emotional support and unconditional love. Oh, I love this so much. I think that this job that you're thinking of or applying to, or you already did apply to, it suggests this focus on connections, right? And collaboration and emotional alignment. So I do feel like you're going to be building supportive relationships and finding a workplace where you really do feel this sense of belonging, right? Like this sense of family at work. And I think that this is all about working in an environment that prioritizes things like care and mutual respect and shared values. So the energy around this is probably guiding you towards opportunities that are very community oriented, right? And nurturing. And we spoke about this a lot in the Three of Cups already. Another thing here is I feel like many of you here could be drawn to roles where emotional intelligence and having empathy and working well in a team is very much highly valued. So remember, pile 2, trust your intuition. You're going to be part of something very meaningful. And I feel like maybe this could also be a job that involves either helping or supporting others in some way as well, right? Because this really reflects that nurturing spirit of Cancer. Now, we also have the King. This one says Sun, and it says, I powerfully lead my mission. So there's a bunch of descriptors on the bottom, and I think that these are like descriptors of your natural talents, your natural skills, your natural traits. So you are regal, powerful, passionate, courageous, sovereign, responsible, benevolent, creative, innovative, decisive, and directive. You are inspiring, visionary, and respected as well. So with this one, I feel like there's a lot of leadership and clarity and purpose that's coming through with this job, right? So I do feel like you could, again, be stepping into a role that really aligns with your true potential, right? Where you'll have this chance to showcase your leadership abilities or command respect in some way. And I feel like this is also encouraging you to own your power, right? And lead with that integrity, lead with your authenticity, because you're going to feel a bigger sense of fulfillment and purpose if you do that, right? And the Sun, it also talks about things like visibility and success. So I really feel strongly here, pile 2, that if you embrace this role as a leader, you are really going to achieve that recognition that you desire. So go ahead and keep focusing your actions and align that with your greater mission and your purpose. And I think this is going to be the main thing that will bring you towards succeeding in this job position. Now, we also have this citrine gem crystal card here. So I just think that you're going to have a lot of luck. Maybe this job is going to bring you a lot of abundance. And then on the back of this card, it says you are a rare find. I love this. So this is a reminder for you to think about how you can bring value to the team, how you can bring value into this position, right? You are a rare gem, and there's nobody else like you out there. So what about you makes you stand out from the rest, right? This could be a time to reflect on that. But also remember that you are one of a kind. Nobody can do things like you, right? We all bring something unique to the table. So you're a gem, honor that. We also have true offering. So with this card, I feel like this goes back to purpose, right? This goes back to our passions. This goes back to being in alignment with what we are feeling called to do, right? This is your chance to step up and lead. This is your chance to show others what your true offering is in the world, right? And maybe some of this true offering has to do with supporting others, right? Or nurturing others. We also have the super attractor card here. This one says, when I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I desire. So I think that this could be a call to, it's almost like the art of noticing. Notice all the miracles that are already happening in your life, big or small, and this is what actually expands the miracles, right? So when you focus on what's already working for you, you open the door for more miracles to come in, right? And this could also be a call for you to use like a gratitude practice as a tool for manifesting what you want, right? So say you really, really want this job and you just know it's for you, it's so aligned. You could be writing in your journal, you know, I'm so happy and grateful that I got this job at, you know, XYZ, and it pays me between this and this, you know, $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and I have day shift, which is awesome. I could be with my kids, you know, that kind of thing. Just go on a rampage and just start listing out all the things that you are already grateful for, as well as the things that you will be grateful for in the future, right? For the things that you want. And I just pile to just watch the magic happen. Reflect 6 months later, a year later, and you'll see how much gratitude is such a powerful manifestation tool. If you don't know that already, because I'm feeling like some of you already do that here. So yes, the next thing I want to do here is I would love to get a book divination from the book Less is More. I will have this linked for you in the description. It's by Dominique Bertolucci. So pile 2, what do you need to know for your highest and best good? This one says open your eyes. So the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. Marcel Proust. Open your eyes. When you are on a holiday, don't fall into the trap of complaining about the things that are different from home. Make the assumption that things will be different when you are away. And rather than bemoan the things that you miss, open your eyes to the new things you can discover. I love that. I feel like it's tying back to like, when we're grateful for what we already have, we could feel good for what we desire along the way, right? So when you go on vacation, for example, start to notice, right? Like, and my plane was on time, and I sat by a really cool, chill person. They didn't bother me. Or right, if you wanted to connect with someone, and we had the best conversation the whole flight, right? And I got to my destination, and I got the rental car with a lot more ease than expected. I got to the hotel on time. It was enough time for me to relax, chill out, get changed, and then I started to explore the city, right? So you just start pointing out all the things that are going right rather than what's going wrong, right? Because when you're on vacation, it could be so easy to be like, oh my God, I got to rush to the terminal, and then I got to go here, but I got to get my baggage, and it can be a little, it can be a little taxing, right, on the system. So open your eyes, 2 miracles, they're all around us. Pile 2. Thank you so much. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose. You guys know that I love to talk with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I hope to see you on the next video after this. I have a playlist on my channel, Title Tarot, so check it out. I have everything from love, money, manifestation, career, everything, all the topics. So check it out. But if not this time, I will see you back on the next video. Bye, Pile 2. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. The first card that you have here is the 9 of Materials, or the 9 of Pentacles. You also have Transformation. This one says a fresh new way of living emerges. You have You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. You also have Homecoming. This one says Cancer, Material. And then you also have the Magician, Rahu. And then you have the Butterfly card that you chose earlier in the reading. You also have Guidance. And then you also have your Super Attractor affirmation card. This one says, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. In terms of this new job that you are either applying to or considering applying to, the check-in energy around this is the Nine of Pentacles. So this talks about things like success and achievement. So I think that whatever you've been working hard towards or whatever you've been dedicated towards is going to pay off, right? So this is the card that talks about things like enjoying the fruits of your labor. And so I feel like this is a strong possibility of a very favorable outcome as it has to do with this job application. I also feel like there's going to be some sort of like accomplishment or personal confidence that comes with this. I think that the energy around this is very self-assured, and I do believe that you know that you have the skills and the qualifications needed to get this position. Now, this is the card that also talks about things like financial stability. So if you get this job, I feel like it could bring you some sort of financial reward, and I think that this is going to bring you a sense of security that really aligns well with your long-term goals. I also feel like this job could also offer you a level of independence or autonomy that really aligns with your desire for a little bit more personal and professional freedom, right? So overall, I think that with the Nine of Pentacles, there's this very strong positive energy surrounding this job application, and I think that it really does have the potential to lead to success and fulfillment for you. We also have the transformation card here. This one says a fresh new way of living emerges. So I feel like for the job application that you're considering, or maybe you've already submitted it, with this, I think that there's going to be some sort of significant shift or associated with this opportunity. So maybe this plays out as a new beginning, right? So maybe it's like a major change from your current situation, or it brings new ways of living or thinking or working. Maybe it challenges you to like step out of your comfort zone and really embrace a new approach. I also feel like this role could offer you opportunities for your personal and professional growth, right? Like maybe it can push you to evolve in ways that you really haven't thought of or anticipated. And I feel like it'll lead you to a very deep understanding of your skills and your passions. And for those of you who are interested in personal development and things like that, I do have a podcast called the That's Deep podcast. So if you guys love personal development and spirituality, and you love learning more about everything introspective, I'm talking about personality types, learning about your birth chart, your zodiac signs. I talk about a lot of different things, and I have a lot of different interviews with people too of various different signs and types, and they share their stories about how they achieved success and how they manifested their dreams. So check it out in the description if you feel called. Now, I also feel like with this card here, I feel like this job probably aligns with like any sort of vision that you have for changing things up, right? Or like casting a new direction in your life. So yes, we also have the You're Already Doing It card here. This card gives you the validation that like you're already aligned with your true purpose and your direction, right? It's a confirmation that whatever actions that you've been taking or decisions that you've been making or regarding your job application, they're in sync with your goals and your values. I think that this is also a call for you to trust your instincts, right? Trust the choices that you've made so far. And if you've been feeling uncertain or second guessing yourself, this is a card that reminds you to have confidence in your decisions and your direction. It's also a call to focus on what's working. So instead of overthinking or kind of like worrying about all the different potential outcomes, it's a reminder that the focus should be on what you're doing well and how it really aligns with your overall goals. So definitely keep moving forward with that same energy and the same commitment. This is also a reminder to embrace the journey, right? Recognize and appreciate the progress that you've made and celebrate where you are, and really go ahead and acknowledge the strides that you're making towards your goals. We also have the homecoming card here. This one says Cancer material, and it says a welcome basket waits on your doorstep. Welcome yourself home. It may be that establishing, organizing, or moving your literal home is important to you right now, or it could be an emotional homecoming that you long to experience. Nestle into your literal or metaphoric haven of belonging. So yeah, with this card, I feel like for some of you here, I feel like this new job may be laying the foundation for your home, right? To take care of your home, to bless your home, to bring in more abundance, maybe to even manifest a home, a bigger space, a place where you can go to nourish yourself, right? You're getting some sort of material blessing as it has to do with family or home. maybe this is a place where your coworkers feel like a family away from home as well, is what I'm hearing for some of you. We also, I just feel like this job is probably a really good emotional fit, right? I feel like it's going to be a position where you feel a deep connection and this sense of belonging. I also feel like it's going to be a supportive environment, right? So I think that there's going to be a strong sense of community and stability. And I think that it's going to offer a very comfortable and secure environment, really. So I do think that this is a job that could provide you with long-term stability and security. And again, it's going to allow you to build this very solid foundation and maybe even create that sense of home within that community or that organization, right? And I also feel like this position could probably give you opportunities for personal growth and personal development, right? Like maybe your job allows you to take classes to advance your skills and you become an expert and you get like the highest certificate and then you get paid more. I just think that like this is a job that's going to really fruit a lot of abundance for you. Now we also have the Magician. This one says Rahu, and it says, I am a master manifester. So there's a bunch of descriptors here, and I feel like these are terms to describe your natural traits. So we have here that you're acquisitive, alternative, intelligent, conscious, creative, magical, intuitive, inventive, alchemic, technical, artistic, dynamic, psychological, synthesizing, eccentric, and charismatic. I also feel like this talks about your ability to use your skills and your resources very effectively to achieve your goals. And I also feel like it's reminding you to have confidence in your abilities, right? And have this very deep sense of power, knowing that like you do have a clear sense of what you can offer. And so I do think that you're going to make a strong impression on this company, is what I think, in a really positive way. I really do think that you're very resourceful. You have all of the tools and the resources that you need to succeed. And maybe this means leveraging your existing skills or your knowledge or your networks, right? To enhance yourself, right? And position yourself as the ideal candidate for this position. Now, I also feel like this is an opportunity for you to let your creative vision show, right? Think outside of the box and really highlight what sets you apart from other people. And I also feel like this probably hints like a positive outcome, is what I feel. This signals a very favorable outcome when it comes to you harnessing those skills and your intentions effectively, right? So I feel like this could talk about maybe this job application process being, if you just stay very confident and trust in your ability, right? Your ability to succeed. Now we also have the butterfly card here. I love that we have the transformation card as well as the butterfly card. And it's really cool because it's like transformation, wealth, ability to manifest whatever you want. You're already doing it, right? Homecoming, building a solid foundation. There's so much beautiful change coming for you, pile 3. So yes, and I always see butterflies when I need a little reminder on my journey that like I'm on the right path, or like I need a little bit more guidance, right? This could also be a sign that like you're receiving guidance from your guides or your team, if that's something that resonates with you, your higher self, whatever it is. This one says, when you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. I think you're going to be following your own compass too. And I just realized, look, there's another butterfly here. So a lot of change, growth, transformation, metamorphosis. I feel like your life is going to be transforming in ways in which you knew it always would. Like you knew you would always bloom this way, but you're going to be just blown away by the miracles that come your way. This one says, you were born with wings. Yep. Like, I feel like this talks about like the process of the caterpillar turning into the butterfly, right? Like the caterpillar, although it doesn't have wings, it always knows that it's going to be this beautiful butterfly later on, right? It knows that one day it's going to cocoon. One day it's going to emerge a different being, more magnificent than it ever could have imagined to begin with, right? Keep trusting in that guidance. I don't know if some of you have been seeing angel numbers here, 111, 222, 333, 1010, 1212. It could be other numbers, but pay attention to that guidance. Pay attention to your clairs. I do have a podcast episode on all of your psychic senses, your clairs, right? Clairvoyance, clairaudience, all of these different things. And maybe For those of you who are wanting to get more in tune with your different senses and to learn how to strengthen different ones, check out my podcast, the That's Deep podcast. I have that linked for you in the description if you feel called. But yes, guidance is always trying to make its way to you. It's just a matter of trusting the messages that you're hearing and really like discerning and parsing out what are fear-based messages versus what are true messages from your intuition, right? Because your intuition will always be this calm, guiding voice versus the ego is always a little bit more like anxious and rushed and like fearful. So yes. And then we also have your super attractor affirmation card. This one says, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. Interesting. This makes me think about like transmuting. Like, it makes me think about, someone was just saying on social media, like, I put the intention out there that like anybody who hates on me or any sort of evil eye or like negativity that's sent my way, that my money increases tenfold, right? So whatever people throw at me, I transmute that into money, opportunities, wealth, right? So I think that this speaks to like your ability to use your energy and funnel it into the right, not the right direction, but the direction that you want to go, right? So if you want to feel more empowered and you're feeling kind of downtrodden and like life's been tough and it's been pretty low, how can you muster up that, right? Like for example, anger can be a very productive emotion. Even though it feels uncomfortable, it can be very productive because we feel like we want to do something with it, right? Like how many of you out there have gotten a really good workout in when you've been pissed off? Or how many of you have painted a masterpiece when you just felt like you had to get your emotions out there, right? Or how many of you have written or sang or composed a beautiful song when you've really been in your feels? So you don't have to fear your fear. Just use it as a way to get closer to love. Use it as a way to manifest, right? To manifest what you want. Okay, now let's do a book divination. What does pile 3 need to know for their highest and best good? We have don't try to please everyone. So this one says, as soon as you're done trying to please everyone else, you actually have time to make yourself happy. Delaney Curry. Don't try to please everyone. Trying to keep everyone happy is one of the fastest ways to make yourself unhappy. Although you might know a lot of people, there are probably only a few people who you really do love and cherish. Sorry, I've got my baby crying in the background. He just woke up, but he's with his dad, so don't fret, guys. He is good. But anyway, do what you can to bring joy and happiness to the lives, and don't worry about trying to please the rest. So yeah, I think we're releasing people pleasing. We're releasing putting everybody else's needs ahead of ours. We are filling our cup. We're allowing wealth, transformation, abundance, and beauty and stability to flow into your life. More financial security as well. Thank you so much, pile 3. Please give this video a like if it resonates. Comment below with what pile you chose. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bye, pile 3. Hey, pile 4. Welcome to your reading. Now let's dive in. Okay, pile 4. First card that we have here is the 9 of Voices or the 9 of Swords. We also have Great Adventure. This one says, take a risk, venture forward. We also have, we have Mirror, who or what is triggering you. And we also have Nurture, Cancer, Wisdom. You have the Strategist, Mars. You have the Whale card that you chose in the beginning of the reading. And then you have Limitless. And then you also have a super attractor affirmation card. This one says, when I cultivate a spiritual connection, I can trust the universe no matter what. Okay, so with the 9 of Voices or the 9 of Swords here, I feel like some of you here might be feeling worried, right? Or maybe you're overthinking about the outcome of this job application. The 9 of Swords can talk about things like overanalyzing things, overthinking things, maybe, you know, being up at night thinking about certain things, maybe overanalyzing on the things that could go wrong, right? So maybe for some of you here, your mind is filled with, you know, doubts or worst case scenarios. And oftentimes the 9 of Swords can really talk about fears that are a little bit more self-imposed or maybe amplified by our own thoughts, right? So I feel like with this card, it's possible that the concerns that you have about this job They're very much valid, right? But Nine of Swords can talk about the worries being a little bit more in your head than rather than actually being reflective of the situation. So with this, try to focus on what you can control and release what you can't control, right? This card can talk about reflection and healing as well. So maybe this job is allowing you to address any fears or negative thought patterns that are holding you back, right? So if this opportunity brings up feelings of doubt or stress for you, pile 4, it's really important to reflect on what needs to be healed, right? What areas of your internal world need to be healed. And, you know, there is the potential for growth with the Nine of Swords, right? While it feels heavy and pretty burdensome to be overthinking about things or to be worried or anxious or stressed about things, this can be a prompt to face your worries and really transform them into clarity, right? So if you're drawn to this job despite the anxiety, it could be an opportunity for you to grow by confronting these fears head on, right? And I love that we have the Great Adventure card here. This one says, take a risk, venture forward. So with this one, I think it's all about this excitement and new possibilities around the job that you're applying for or applying to, right? So number one, I think with this is embracing a little bit of risk, right? I think that this is an opportunity that could involve you stepping out of your comfort zone, right? It could be a chance to take on a new challenge or explore a role that feels a little bit more adventurous or unconventional. I also feel like this job could bring some sort of significant change or a new experience to your life. So being open and staying adaptable can really help you to navigate this journey successfully. I also feel like there's potential for personal and professional growth as well. And I think that this role might offer opportunities for development or learning or broadening your horizons, right? So I think that with this is a very positive outlook, right? This is your call to approach your application process with optimism and enthusiasm, right? I feel like your attitude will likely influence how this opportunity unfolds for you. So I do see new horizons for you. This could be a stepping stone to greater things for you. Maybe this leads to further opportunities or unexpected paths in your career. But yeah, I just feel like overall here, this energy feels very exciting. It feels like a rewarding adventure. We also have the mirror card here. So this one says, who or what is triggering you? So maybe this is a call to look at who or what is triggering you in terms of like what or who may be reflecting back certain aspects of yourself or your situation, right? So maybe you're going to be spending a lot of time self-reflecting, or maybe this is something that you've already been doing, right? Like maybe this job and these fears and these things that come up have really been highlighting areas that you want to nurture and grow, right? You want to develop more, right? With personal growth. I feel like maybe this is pushing you to confront these aspects of yourself that need attention or need development, right? And I think that for those of you who are interested in personal development and personal growth and, you know, with a touch of spirituality, I do have a podcast called the That's Deep Podcast. I have it linked for you in the description of this video. I talk about all things personal growth. I talk about Myers-Briggs personality types. I talk about, you know, being introverted, extroverted, intuitive, sensor, all those kinds of things. I have interviews with a bunch of different entrepreneurs too, of different personality types, and you can hear their stories of success. I also have episodes on astrology, on how to understand your birth chart. We talk about all sorts of things with the Enneagram, all sorts of introspective tools to help you leverage your skills so you can improve your life, your career, and your relationships. So link is in the description if you feel called. But back to this reading, I'm really also feeling like this job could be mirroring your values back to you, right? So maybe this is a job that realigns you with your values, right? And I think values both professionally and personally, right? So this could be a chance to really reassess your career goals and how they match your deeper self. As we mentioned earlier, right, this job or this application process could bring up some old patterns or some challenges that you need to address. And I think that this could be a test of your ability, right, to handle certain situations or to work with certain types of people, right? So maybe this is your chance to reflect on how this job could help you grow, or maybe even like confront aspects of your career journey that maybe some of you out here maybe have been avoiding, right? I also feel like this is a good time to pay attention to feedback and insight, right? Pay attention to any sort of feedback that you receive during the application process. Maybe, I just feel like this job opportunity, like with the theme of mirror here, it's more than just a job role. It's this opportunity for self-exploration and for personal growth and professional growth. Now we also have nurture. This one says Cancer, wisdom, and this one says spoon feeding a baby. Deliver care and encouragement to yourself and others. Nurture is showing love through action. Take initiative to show other people or focus on showing compassion to yourself. Either way, these nurturing actions will vitalize you. I love this. Yeah, I feel like maybe this is a job that requires like empathy or emotional intelligence or a very deep understanding of other people's needs. But yeah, I definitely feel like there's going to be some sort of supportive role that you're stepping into. So maybe you provide support or guidance. Maybe this is like caregiving or counseling or being a mentor in some way. I also feel like this is a job that might require you to build strong relationships and create a sense of safety and trust in your interactions. I feel like this is a chance for you to look for opportunities where you can help others grow, right? And I also feel like you might find that your intuitive and your emotional insights are very valuable in this role, right? They help you to better understand and address the needs of others. And I also feel like a role with this energy often talks about things like creating stability and security, both for yourself and for those that you work with. But yeah, overall, applying for this job, I think that there's themes of like emotional wisdom and support and this ability to create this very nurturing atmosphere. So if this is all resonating so far, pile 4, I would love it if you dropped me a emoji, and you can pick any emoji that you like, but to make it easy, if this is resonating with you so far, drop me a rose emoji, right? Because I feel like this is the pile that is in bloom. So if this is all sounding like what you've been going through, what you've been experiencing, drop me a rose in the comments. I am so curious to see who all is resonating with this. Okay, we also have the strategist. This one says Mars, and the affirmation on this card says every vision has a plan. And then there is a bunch of different like descriptors on the bottom. So I feel like this is descriptive of your natural talents or your natural skills or your natural traits. So, okay, so here are some descriptors, right? Some natural descriptors of your natural talents, your abilities. This includes that you're high achieving, productive, calculating, passionate, decisive, ambitious, enthusiastic, systematic, competitive, active, tactical, goal-oriented, persistent, and gritty. So with this, I feel like this is a job application or a job where you would take a strategic approach, right? So I think that you have this ability to think ahead and develop these very well thought out plans. So maybe this is a chance for you to show your value by highlighting your problem solving skills, right? Or how you tackle challenges with a strategic mindset. I also feel like this is your chance to show how your vision and your goals align with the position that you're applying for, right? So show how you have this clear vision for your professional future and really how this job fits into that vision, right? I also feel like this is a chance for you to use those natural skills of being proactive and prepared, right? Ensure that everything that you need for the application, it's very thorough, it's very well organized, it's very tailored to the job's requirements, if you know what I mean. And I also feel like this is a chance for you to step up into leadership, right? And really take the initiative. Really show them that you are someone who takes charge and really implements strategies effectively. I also feel like another thing that you can showcase here is your attention to detail, right? Now we also have the whale card here. And so right away, I feel like you're here to do deep work. Whatever job, whatever role, whatever position that you go into, you're here to do the deep work, right? You're not here to just clock in and clock out. Like you're really here to nurture others, right? You are here to be a mirror for others. You are here to maybe even teach others how to work through anxiety or like work through overthinking or rumination, right? How to move forward, how to have a plan to move forward. We also, we have look within. Yeah, I do think that maybe one of your biggest purposes here Pile 4 is to help others to look within, to help others self-reflect. We also have the Limitless card here. So this one says, see yourself open to receive in the most miraculous ways. The divine can use anything and anyone. Interesting. I feel like the possibilities are endless, right? So maybe you don't pigeonhole yourself into just one position, right? Maybe you're someone who likes to dabble in multiple things, right? Or you're an entrepreneur and you want to have this business and that business and a bunch of things, right? But there's the energy of limitless here, which means I feel like you can do, I mean, you obviously can. You can do whatever it is that you want to do, right? Anything. You can change your mind at any time. We also have the Super Attractor affirmation card here. This one says, when I cultivate a spiritual connection, I can trust the universe no matter what. So yeah, I think this is the call to like keep taking one step at a time on your journey and keep trusting with each step, right? Trust that when you have that connection to the divine, or that connection to your higher self, or the connection to the universe, or the connection to God, whatever it is that resonates with you, right? Because we have space for everybody's beliefs here. Just because, I always like to say on my channel, just because somebody has a different belief system than you doesn't mean that they're wrong, doesn't mean that you're wrong, doesn't mean that anybody is wrong or right. We can actually, I think that it actually means that we all are right. We're all operating from a different lens in life. We're all operating from a different experience. We're all wired differently, right? So I love that this is a community that we can all, I love that this is a community that we can all just hold space for each other. So yeah, just stay connected to something beyond yourself. And I think that you're going to see that this journey comes out and turns out a lot more beautifully than you could have ever imagined. Now I want to do a book divination. This comes from the book Less is More by Dominique Bertolucci. And let's find out what Pile 4 needs to know for their highest and best good today. Okay, this one says, done is better than perfect. Organization isn't about perfection. It's about efficiency, reducing stress and clutter, saving time and money, and improving your quality of life. Christina Scalise. So done is better than perfect. Don't get so focused on your progress or organizational systems that you never get around to benefiting from them. Remind yourself that done is better than perfect. Get started and then make little improvements as you go. I love this. I feel like this piggybacks on what we were just talking about just taking one step at a time, right? What is that one thing that moves you a little bit closer to your overall goal, right? We don't have to focus on the whole staircase, just the step right in front of us. So thank you so much, Pile 4. Please give this video a like if it resonates. It really does help the channel. Comment below with what pile you chose, because you know I love to chat with you all in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Take care of yourself. I do hope to see you right on the next reading after this. I have a playlist, so check out my channel, Title Tarot. I have a playlist on a bunch of different pick a card topics for you to explore. But if not this time, I'll see you back on the next video. Bye, Pile 4.